Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of your Westland City Council to order. We will begin tonight's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Pro Tem Lakeisha Maxwell.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Council President Pro Tem Maxwell, for leading us in the pledge. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bauman.
Present.
Councilwoman Martin. Here. Councilwoman Rakowski.
Present.
Councilwoman Sampe. Present. Councilman Sullivan.
Here.
Pro Tem Maxwell.
Present.
Council President McDermott.
Here.
Quorum is present.
Okay, before we begin tonight's meeting, I do want to take a moment to have a moment of silence for a City of Westland employee that we lost the other week. We lost Cindy Goy, who was an over 20-year employee at the Westland Library. If you ever went in there and were at the circulation desk, you may have seen Cindy's smiling face at the library. And we just lost her the other week, and she was an active and engaged member in our community and a longtime employee of our Westland Library. So if we could have a moment of silence for Cindy, please. Okay, thank you very much. And seeing as we have no special announcements or presentations this week, we are going to get into citizens' comments on the agenda. So we will now move on to questions or input on the agenda from the public. This section will allow members of the public at the beginning of the meeting to address council members regarding items that are on tonight's business agenda. Questions asked may be responded to during the agenda item following a motion and support from your Westland City Council. Is there anyone on my right comments on the agenda? Anyone on my left comments on the agenda? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will close public comment on the agenda and move on to the consent calendar. Is there a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion by Councilwoman Rakowski, supported by Councilman Sullivan. Are there any changes to the consent calendar? Yes.
Thank you, Council President. I wish to move consent calendar items C and G to the new business section.
There's a motion to move items C and G to new business. Is there support?
Support.
There is support from Councilwoman Rakowski. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bauman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rakowski.
Yes.
Councilwoman Samby.
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan.
Yes.
Pro Tem Maxwell.
Yes.
President McDermott.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, now back to the motion as amended. Are there any other changes to the consent calendar? Any other changes? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes as amended.
Council has approved the following consent calendar items. Minutes of regular meeting, February 2nd, 2026. Request from Westland Events Committee to hold the city's 60th anniversary celebration to take place on the Nankin Square and Amphitheater grounds on Friday, May 15th, 2026, from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. Request from the Westland Events Committee to hold the 5th annual craft beer and wine event to take place on Tatton Park grounds on Saturday, September 12th, 2026, from 4 p.m. until 11 p.m. Adoption of amendments to Chapter 46-2 of the City Code of Ordinances to adjusted rates at city's golf course and arena. Adoption of an administrative fee schedule amendments to include a non-resident rate of $60 for a Westland Rotary Canine Corral Dog Park Pass. Purchase to replace 10 computers for the Friendship Center Computer Lab. And the last item on the consent calendar, policy management subscription renewal with Power DMS. Moving to payment of voucher.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Martin, supported by Councilwoman Rakowski. Are there any comments from the maker?
No.
Any comments from the supporter?
No.
Any other discussion from the council? Any other discussion? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
New business item number 1, confirmation of appointment of Adam Hammonds to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term effective March 7, 2026, and to expire March 7, 2029.
So moved. Support.
Motion by Councilwoman Rakowski, supported by Councilwoman Sampe. Deputy Mayor, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Just that, I'd like to thank Adam for coming back and serving on the Planning Commission again. Adam has served on the Planning Commission previously, as well as sitting on City Council. So he brings a wealth of knowledge to our Planning Commission.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Any discussion from the maker?
No, thank you.
Any discussion from the supporter?
So much, Adam. I don't know if this is on. It is, okay, good. Adam and I spoke this afternoon, so we haven't spoken in a while, and I thanked him again for volunteering for this commission. I think it's really important based on his experience, his resume, and just having a wealth of knowledge to round out that planning commission. So thank you, Adam, for stepping up, and I know you'll be a good asset to the planning commission.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman Martin.
No.
Oh, shows your light on. Okay. Is there any other discussion from the council? Any other discussion? I will say, I too would like to thank former councilman, former planning commissioner Hammonds for stepping up and doing this. Adam is not only a resident here in our community, but a longtime businessman in our community as well. So he's been very involved with the council, very involved with the planning commission, and very involved in the business community here. So his knowledge and his expertise will be greatly valued on the planning commission. And we certainly thank you for stepping up and serving the community once again on planning commission. Thank you, Mr. Hammonds. And is there any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes unanimously. Please be recognized.
New business, 1A, formerly known as consent calendar. Item C, approval of requests from the Westland Events Committee to hold the 15th Annual Blues, Brews, and Barbecue event to take place on Central City Park grounds on Friday, August 7th, 2026, and Saturday, August 8th, 2026, from 12 p.m. until 11 p.m.
Motion by Councilwoman Rakowski, is there support? Supported by Councilwoman Sampe. Is there any discussion from the maker? And, yes, from the supporter.
you. And just for those in the audience and watching at home, I had moved this to discussion last year, and actually the year prior to. Blues, Brews, and Barbecue hired an individual to plan the event. The event is very well attended. The security has been good. However, there's been a lot of complaints with groping from the security, throwing people around. Very rough security. I experienced it myself. My daughter was groped. Diaper bags were thrown around. So I will support this, knowing, and I've spoken with Director Adams, that we do get a new security team. We were told that it was a new security team last year, and it wasn't. It was the same people, they were back. So my hope is that, knowing the complaints that I received, that I experienced myself, that we do not have the same security team back because they were very rough and inappropriate.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other discussion from the council? Any other discussion? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
New business, item 1B, formerly consent calendar. Item G, introduction of ordinance 29-W-46-1, an ordinance to amend Chapter 46, Sections 46-1 and 48 and 46-149D of the Westland City Code to amend the rates for municipal water and sewer and industrial waste control charges.
So moved.
It's a motion by Councilwoman Rakowski. Is there support? Supported by Councilman Sullivan. Is there any discussion from the maker? Okay. Any discussion from the supporter? No. Any additional discussion from the council?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, Councilwoman Sampe.
We just had a study session about this. I felt that the public should know. We are actually looking at introducing this evening. The rate effects would go in place July 1. There is a lot of discussion in looking at the block rate. So the block rate is something that is normal water usage. Currently, they're having us at 5,000 gallons, which, over 3 years, it would be about a $13 increase to everyone's bill, to the water rates. Not really supportive of that. I don't feel like we're offering a fair rate, but I guess nonetheless, this is just an introduction. We have actually asked Jillian to come back with some assumptions and some projections on what it would look like for our water and sewer, hoping that we can get and secure a better rate for our residents. So I will be supporting this. Again, this is just an introduction. The finance team did say that they're going to come back. They're going to work with Jillian, who's the rates manager, to see if we can get a better rate. But at this time, this is just an introduction, and we're hoping to possibly introduce something that would be feasible for the residents.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sampe. Any other discussion from the council? I will just add, to build on my colleague's point, this is strictly an introduction, and council had a number of questions regarding water and sewer rates at the study session that occurred at 5:30. So we're going to be getting those answers from Jillian here at the firm that we're working with and from the administration. So I think some of us who are on social media will share some of those answers to questions that were asked as well. So there will be more discussion to come on this. Nothing by any means is finalized tonight. Any other discussion? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
New business, item number 2, confirmation of reappointment of Gail Nicholson to the library board for a 5-year term to expire February 6, 2031.
So moved. Support.
There's a motion by Councilwoman Rakowski, supported by Councilwoman Sampe. Deputy Mayor, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, just that Gail has been on the library board. I think this is your second or third term. Okay.
2.5.
But anyway, long-serving member on the library board, and we're thankful that she wishes to continue on the library board. So thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And any discussion from the council? Shows your light on, Councilwoman. Nothing? Oh, sorry, my apologies, it shows it blinking here. Any discussion from the council? I too would like to thank Gail Nicholson and behalf of the council for your continued service on the library board. We know you're very active in the community in a number of different ways with charity and volunteer events. And in your time on the library board, you have really worked with your colleagues at the library and your colleagues on the board to shepherd the library through a number of big projects, including the pretty large, long time coming undertaking of expanding the library and adding not only services but square footage to the library building. And we know that you're a wealth of knowledge and, bring a lot to the library board. So thank you for stepping up again and being willing to serve. Is there any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes unanimously. Please stand and be recognized.
New business, item number 3, confirmation of appointment of Lori Goodwin to the library board to fill an unexpired term effective upon council confirmation and to expire August 7th, 2027.
There's a motion from Councilwoman Rakowski, supported from Councilwoman Baumann. Deputy Mayor.
Thanks. Almost everybody in the room, I believe, knows Lori from either her time being the president of the chamber or serving on as the economic development director or any of the other numbers of roles that she's had in the city and in neighboring communities as well. So we look forward to Lori coming on board to the library to fill the unexpired term. Thanks.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Any discussion from the maker? Any discussion from the supporter? Any additional discussion from the council? I will just add, Lori, thank you. There you are. Couldn't see you. You were hiding there behind Ruby. Thank you for stepping up and serving. We know you've been a long time, obviously, member of the Westland community and involved in 1,000 different ways, as the Deputy Mayor mentioned, as economic development and with the chamber. And this is just one more hat for you to wear. And we know you'll do a great job on the library board. So thank you for your interest in stepping up and serving. We appreciate it. Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes unanimously. Please be recognized.
New business, item number 4, confirmation of appointment of Melanie Hines to the Downtown Development Authority to fill an unexpired term effective upon council confirmation and to expire September 17th, 2026.
Motion by Councilwoman Martin, supported by Councilwoman Baumann. Oh, Councilwoman Zampi, I apologize. Deputy Mayor.
Thanks.
Back to you.
I believe everybody pretty much knows Melanie as well. She serves on our school board currently. Has been very active in the community for a number of years. I won't say how long. But I think she'll make a great addition, and the mayor is confident she'll make a great addition to the DDA board.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Anything from the maker?
Melanie, thanks for stepping up. You're not busy enough, huh? Melanie's been everywhere. No matter what the event is, she's there, and I appreciate that you're going to take on more. Thank you.
Anything from the supporter?
Yeah, I also want to say thank you. She is definitely a champion of businesses, so this is a really great fit for her to take the Downtown Development Authority and integrate her skills. She's got a really busy calendar, so thank you for jumping in. And those meetings are very early, so hopefully you're ready for that early morning coffee and energy. But you bring a lot of energy, and I know this is something that is going to fit right in your wheelhouse. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other discussion from the council? Any other discussion? I too will say thank you, Melody, for stepping up. We know that you serve on the school board. We know that you've also served with other chambers of commerce and area communities. So you wear a lot of hats. You do a lot in Westland and all around the surrounding area, and I think you'll be a great addition to the DDA. So thank you for stepping up and be willing to serve. Is there any other dissent? Any dissent? Nope. Seeing and hearing none, motion passes unanimously. Please stand and be recognized.
New business item number 5, approval of application from Town and Country Lanes located at 1100 South Wayne Road to transfer a Class C liquor license with Sunday sales.
There's a motion by Councilwoman Rakowski. There is support from Councilman Sullivan. Any discussion from the maker?
No.
Any discussion from the supporter?
I just had one quick question. If memory serves, the bowling alley had been sold, so this is just transferring the liquor license to the new owner, correct? All right, thank you. That's all I had.
Okay. Any other discussion from the council? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
New business item number 6, adoption of resolution to authorize the city to apply for a special one-day liquor license for canned beer sales at the 60th anniversary celebration event to take place on the Nankin Square and Amphitheater grounds on Friday, May 15th, 2026, from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m.
There's a motion by Councilwoman Rakowski, supported by Councilman Sullivan. Any discussion from the maker?
Looking forward to the celebration.
All right. Any discussion from the supporter? Okay. Any other discussion from the council? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
New business item number 7, adoption of resolution to authorize the city to apply for a special 2-day liquor license for the beer and wine sales at the 15th annual Blues, Brews, and Barbecue event to take place on Central City Park grounds on Friday, August 7th, 2026, and Saturday, August 8th, 2026, from 12 p.m. until 11 p.m.
So moved.
There's a motion by Councilwoman Rakowski, supported by Councilman Sullivan. I think we're going to have this pattern continue all night. Is there any discussion from the maker?
Just another celebration to look forward to.
And any discussion from the supporter? No. Any other discussion from the council? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
New business item number 8, adoption of resolution to authorize the city to apply for a special one-day liquor license for beer and wine sales at the 5th annual craft beer and wine event to take place on Tatton Park grounds on Saturday, September 12th, 2026, from 4 p.m. until 11 p.m.
There we go. She broke the pattern. Who's my supporter? Support. Okay. We have a motion by Councilwoman Baumann, supported by Councilwoman Martin. Is there any discussion from the maker? Any discussion from the supporter? Any other discussion from the council? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
New business item number 9, approval of proposed land division located at 5980 North Wayne Road, the west side of Wayne between Stacy and Ford Road. This is planning department number 2251.
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Rakowski, supported by Councilwoman Baumann. Director Ayub?
Yes, thank you, Council President. Good evening, City Council. I have a pair of land divisions for you tonight. The first one, the subject property consists of approximately 16,000 square feet. It's developed with a vacant, was vacant. It's now in the process of being occupied. I think the first occupant is a cell phone repair store. It's an office building transitioning to light commercial. It is zoned CB3, general commercial business, as currently configured, as you can see on your screen, outlined in yellow. It does not include dedicated off-street parking. The petitioner is requesting to incorporate a portion of the parking lot from the adjacent bowling alley, which is being subdivided here as part of this land division process in order to provide off-street parking. The proposed parcel will meet all of the minimum zoning requirements, including the required setback for the existing building. The bowling alley will also continue to meet the parking requirement as well. There is an error in your staff report which made its way to your backup. This site is on the east side of Wayne, not the west side of Wayne. That was pointed out by Councilwoman Baumann. Thank you.
Thank you, Dirk.
The Planning Commission held a meeting and reviewed this case at its meeting earlier this month and is recommending approval, as well as the administration. Happy to answer any questions. Attorney Mr. Salas here on behalf of the petitioner. Happy to answer questions on that side as well. Thank you.
Okay, and would the petitioner like to come forward here? Oh, yeah, sorry. I know which side you're on. Good evening. Anything you'd like to add before we turn it over to the council?
No, I thought that was summarized perfectly. That's exactly our intent, and I'm just here to field any questions.
Okay, and anything for the maker?
That is me.
Yes, that's you.
Thank you. Through the chair, very quickly to Director Ayub. I recall, I think it was a few years ago, that behind that parcel is there's a gas utility
Yes.
agreement, I guess. They have I don't know what the exact terminology is, so you'll have to forgive me. Will that be affected in any way, or do they have to make special arrangements for egress to that site?
That site is operating under the reciprocal easement agreement that was agreed upon at the time prior to this landowner currently purchasing the property. So that has no impact here as far as I'm concerned or educated.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. I just wanted to have that for clarity. Thank you.
All set? And anything from the supporter?
Through the chair, I'm not sure if this goes directly to the attorney. Do we have to reflect do I need to make a motion to reflect or amendment to reflect the motion on this, even though I know Director Ayub is going to make all the changes behind? Does the motion need to actually reflect that it's east side, not west side?
I'll let the city attorney take that one. Would we have to make a motion to change the language there? Because it does say the incorrect directional.
So the minutes would. The address is correct.
Through the chair, the motion should say east side, you're correct.
Okay, so
It does have the proper address, but we might as well fix it while we have the opportunity.
Okay.
So I will make an amendment to change the motion to reflect east side.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor from Councilwoman Baumann to change the language to reflect east side, and there is support from Councilwoman Rakowski. We are debating only the amendment on the floor. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Any discussion? Any dissent? Any dissent? The amendment passes. Now back to the original item as amended. Any other discussion from the council? Yes, Councilwoman Zampi.
I have a question. Through the chair to Director Ayub. So just looking at the building that's there, I want to make sure I'm understanding. So to the left of it, and I'm looking at what's in our packet, so it's a little bit different than the aerial. To the left of it, is that the bowling alley? No.
This is the bowling alley to the south.
Okay, to the south, to the back. Okay. Our packet is a little bit different than what's up here. So, sorry, I'm looking at things backwards then. And then this is used for parking spots for the bowling alley? Then, the
That-
expansion is for the bowling alley parking?
Well, yes, they are requesting to essentially purchase and then combine with their property some of today's bowling alley parking.
Okay, perfect. Just so, like I said, everyone's following here in the audience that this is going to be used not for building, it's to be used for additional parking spots. Okay, perfect, thank you. I will be supporting this, I just wanted to make sure, based on what we see is a little bit different, so wanted to make sure that everyone is following
All in
correctly.
favor of clarity?
Yeah, thank you.
Any other, yes, Councilwoman Baumann.
Questions, so I'm not sure, through the chair to whoever, the current business that's there is staying that same business, right? Is there no change to that, right?
That's correct.
The bowling alley's staying as far as I know. The building that is in question here, picking up parking.
Yes.
Was vacant for a little while and is in the process of new ownership and subsequently new tenants. I believe the first occupant of 2 was a cell phone repair store.
Well, it's currently a two-unit building.
Okay.
One of the occupants is a current occupant under lease, and it's a cell phone repair store. And then my client, the buyer, is going to be occupying the other space just for general office use.
And just to clarify, they're going to share the same entrance right there off of Wayne Road. There's no changes to any of that, right, either? Okay.
No.
That's it, thank you.
Okay, all set? Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other discussion from the council? Any other discussion? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
Thank you all.
Best
Have
of
a
luck.
great evening.
Thank you.
New business item number 10, approval of proposed land division at Meyer located at 37201 Warren Road. It's the southeast corner of Warren and Newburgh, from Breakpoint Investments LLC. This is Planning Department number 1441R.
Is there a motion? We're going to go motion by Councilwoman Bauman and supported by Councilwoman Martin. Director Ayub.
Thank you, Council President. The subject parcel here is developed with a Meyer retail store and an associated Meyer fueling center. It's zoned CB3, general commercial business. The petitioner is proposing to split off approximately 30,000 square foot parcel with approximately 200 feet of linear frontage along Warren to facilitate the development of a 7-brew drive-through only coffee shop. This parcel does comply with all of the CB3 zoning district requirements. And again, I have an area here that's zoomed in just to show how the parcel will interact with the existing space currently configured there, but the parcel itself is the entire parent parcel for both the Meyer and Meyer gas station facility right now. The operator / 7-brew is in the process of going through the site plan review process right now. They've pretty much cleared all of the internal review hurdles, including traffic review, both on the private and the public city side. Everything checks out. The operator is not here tonight, so they're not able to answer any specific questions about the operation itself. I believe the landowner is present. If you have any questions about the land division, we will be reviewing this, I expect, later next month in terms of the site plan and special land use for the coffee drive-through facility. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Ayub. Would the landowner like to come up? And anything you'd like to add before we turn it over to
Yeah,
council?
good evening. Art Satisha on behalf of Breakpoint Investments. I think Director Ayub did a pretty good job of explaining the lot itself. Again, I would love to answer as best I can the questions about the 7-brew. I'm not the applicant for that. It's a different entity. We're just here to acquire the property, so we need the split for that.
Okay. Anything from the maker? Anything from the supporter?
So let me make sure I understand. I mean, I can see where it's going to be. Do you own all the land of Myers or just the corner?
No, yeah, Meyer Incorporated owns all the land.
Okay.
We're in the process of acquiring just kind of that outlined area right there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion from the council? Any other discussion? Yes, Councilwoman Zinn.
Thank you. So in terms of the coffee shop, which I've never heard of this particular coffee shop, it sounds great. I mean, there's no shortages, but we'll take them. So with that being said, is it only going to be drive-through, or are you using any of the Meyer parking spots?
So, well, again, I'm not the applicant for that.
I
so
know, I'm
just
sorry.
limited
I'm
in
so
terms of the
sorry.
knowledge.
Yes,
No,
you're right,
I'm
you're
going
right.
to do the best I can.
Okay,
I believe everything that's required for the development will be encompassed in that lot, so we won't be sharing any parking with them. The
Okay.
only thing we get with Meyer would be the access drive, because the access is from their parking lot. and
okay,
not from the
perfect.
street.
I will go ahead and I'll do, through the chair to Mo. Mo, in terms of the drive-through entrance off of Newburgh, exit off of Newburgh, is that if it's a drive-through?
Yes, it will be drive-through only.
Yeah.
The existing curb cuts will not be modified. They will be used by the drive-through facility. The drive-through facility will attempt to contain as much of its traffic generation internally within the site, utilizing curbing throughout the site, which will alter the existing Meyer, we'll call it ring road on the perimeter there. The configuration that is being altered is better than the layout that we have today, we feel, via an OHM traffic study and the petitioner's private traffic study as well. So this has been in the works for a couple months. We wanted to make sure, because Meyer is one of the heavily traveled grocery stores in the city, that we get the traffic out there correct, and it doesn't create any negative impact. So I think I answered your question.
Yeah, I mean, my only concern, I guess, and this has nothing to do with the land split, I support, the project, is that Newburgh and Warren is very congested. I mean, I would actually turn to the police chief. I've seen a lot of accidents there recently. So my only concern is if we're doing a drive-through, will there be any backup on Newburgh? Or is there a way within the Meyer parking lot to loop around? I haven't seen the configurations, don't know. I haven't seen the actual layout, but I guess in the land split, we're good. But I'm assuming you'll bring it in front of city council to make sure that we're meeting all of our
Yes.
regulations. and
It
those.
will be before the city council before anything gets permitted, but that is a valid concern. We, as a planner and engineers, would probably support this, understand that coffee shops like this coffee shop don't generate traffic, they pick up traffic from what's existing in the area. The circulation that they have configured, which you'll see next month, should contain all of the traffic within the site. In the first couple months, maybe, like we talked about this with scooters, it may overflow into areas that we don't want it to. But after that, it should be self-sufficient in terms of containing that traffic.
Okay,
And if I may, just to piggyback on that a
Absolutely.
bit, the entrance to the actual development is going to be on the south side here.
okay,
So it would take a lot of cars to back into the main streets.
perfect. Yeah, I drive Newburgh and Warren, I know it's pretty busy, so that's probably the best way for entrance anyways. But, and if Meyer's in support of this and it's their property, then I would be in support of it as well.
Thank you.
Any other discussion from the council? Any other discussion? Any dissent? Any dissent? We're just very happy for the business here coming in, so thank you for the investment.
Thank you.
All right. We will now move on to public comment. Everyone speaking before the council should do so in a civil manner. Speakers should refrain from abusive or profane remarks, vulgar language, disruptive outbursts, threats, racial slurs, or other conduct that interferes with the orderly conduct of the business meeting. Personal attacks on council members, the administration, city staff, or members of the public do not promote civil discourse. Comments shall be directed to the chair and not to the people in the audience. The chair shall call to order any person who is being disorderly by speaking when not having been recognized by the chair or is being disruptive to the proceedings. If any person, after being called to order, continues to be disorderly, creating a public 13 disturbance, the chair may order that person removed from the meeting immediately. Is there anyone, public comment on my right? Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Josh Puckett, representing Recovery Action Network out of Wayne, Michigan. In lieu of all you just said, we're here to bring good, free, fun stuff. So what we do is we do peer coaching. There are only 2 organizations like us within Wayne County. Everything we do is free. It comes out of the opioid settlement money. So what we do is we set up different tables at events, we do peer coaching, we do resource navigation, we can get people resumes, all that good stuff. But we also have a center on the corner of Wayne and Michigan Ave. We've worked a lot with the mayor in Wayne. We're now beginning to expand out. We also work with Livonia schools and Canton schools to go into the schools and actually talk to the kids that have gotten in trouble with vaping and with marijuana and stuff like that. And we're looking to expand, obviously, into your schools completely free. So we're just kind of going around and announcing that we're here to help. We also have a Marijuana Anonymous group. We run a bunch of different like AA, NA type groups, and when we're done, I'll have some stuff to pass out to you guys. So we're now, like I said, at full staff. We're kind of ready to rip and run, and we're here to help. So, we're just letting everybody know we're here. So thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Public comment, anyone on my, yes, Ms. Cowan.
Well, I didn't plan on speaking, but I want to say thank you so much for your support tonight and my appointment to the library board, but thank you so much for supporting Seven Brew. I want you all to know this is a huge win. Councilwoman Zampi, you may not know about it. My 18-year-old daughter drives at least 4 times a month all the way to Allen Park to Seven Brew. When I told her Seven Brew was coming to Wayne, you could have heard her scream from miles away. or, sorry, to Westland. That's where I work now. But it's a great thing. You all have no idea what the amount of traffic, but fortunately, as Planner Ayub said, you're very lucky that Seven Brew is going to be in an area where the traffic can be contained. In Allen Park, they line up on Southfield Road, but this is a huge development that you have won for the city of Westland. Very grateful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Lori. Anybody on my right? We going, Ray?
I'll go.
All right.
Why not? Come up there, I got a couple updates here, go Ray, go. Telling you. So, first of all, I wanted to say hello to everybody. The winter has been pretty rough, pretty cold, a lot of snow, and I'm back out in the community. So, Melissa, I want to say, good luck to you on the board of this step, because I saw it on Facebook. I was so happy that you're on that. So, anyway, the month of March is coming up, and that's Ability Month. I am a trainer and an advocate of people with abilities. That's right. So, and teaching. That I teach, where I work at, staff and stuff. I'm always busy. I'm doing something even in the communities. So, got this calendar right here, and I'm going to start booking it up. I'm already working on a project right now, but I'm not going to say what it is yet. But, so 988, I know I'm working on that with the mayor, because I'm having a meeting with him. So I'm continuing as my goal is that. And so I don't want to kind of, so then, hopefully this year, we can do that PSA again for the Ability Month. I'm really big about that, so I want to share my story, and it's important. Thank you very much.
Thank you as always, Ray. We appreciate you. Is there anyone on my left? Yes, Ms. Hines.
Good evening. I'd like to thank you all for the appointment to the Downtown Development Authority. I'm super excited. I have lots of resources to bring to you all and lots of energy. So I was able to go to the State of the County address, and there is this QR code that's super amazing, has thousands of real-time resources for anybody in the community, and there's a legend, so I'll leave that to you all. I am the president of the Wayne Westland Kiwanis Club. We meet on the first Tuesdays and the third Tuesdays of the month at 5:30 at the Westland Library, so I have some flyers. And today we had a speaker of an organization, it's called the MCHS Family Service Center for Senior Programs. There's some really good information, some opportunities for seniors and help and stuff, like totally free. So I'll leave some flyers in the speaker for you all to kind of talk to them, because I learned a lot with them today. And I do have some more information for the RX Kids as well. It's a program through Wayne County that helps pregnant mothers. Once they're pregnant, they give them $1,500 for the pregnancy, and after they have the baby, they give them $500 a month up to 6 months. It's really big. The city of Detroit just got the program. I know it's like in certain cities like Romulus, not Romulus, Inkster, Highland Park, Dearborn Heights, certain cities, but I'm trying to see if we can expand it to Westland, because, why not? So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Hines. Is there anyone on my right? Yes, Mr. Hornbuckle.
Good evening, Delano Hornbuckle here. Good to see everyone here. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Congratulations to another coffee place. The first thing that came to my mind is car washing coffee. But I guess it's good. We're getting new businesses in the city. It's always great to grow. But I came up here to say thank you for finally having a study session for the water bill. I raised that flag 8 months ago, so it's finally glad that happened. But I do want to raise another flag that this goes in effect in June. That means you have 4 months to get negotiating these rates. You don't have a lot of time. I prefer that you guys not be rushed and not have to make a last-minute decision. And keep in mind, you do have 4 months of business coming your way. So please look at those water rates. I know some people comment extra $2,000 a year won't hurt me, but it will hurt others. And there's a lot of low-income people that can't afford rent, and this will impact that, which will overflow and impact our community. So please look at those water rates, negotiate as best as you can, and, we're counting on you, and thank you for getting those study sessions for me. Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you. Anyone on my left? Yes, sir.
Hey, hi, my name's Jeffrey Kane. I don't live in Westland, support my daughter. But when you do your water rates, make sure you question the sewage, because that's our sewage bill is more than our water. So, just something to look out for. All right. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone on my right, public comment? And anyone on my left? Mr. Warren. Hiding in the back at this time.
Good evening. Through the chair to the fire chief. No one ever talks to you, so I'm going to talk to you tonight. The emergency vehicle that came out of Fire Station 3, which was an accident last summer, is it back on the road? Yes. Okay. So now we have two over at Fire Station 3. Yeah. One ambulance. That's the new one. Okay. And your other rolling stock, any other rolling stock that's down and out of commission?
Nothing out of commission.
Okay. Now over to you, the police chief. How is your rolling stock? Particularly to all the new ones that we bought not too long ago.
We're doing fine.
They're all on the road.
Well, there's a few maintenance, I don't have a list in front of me, but there's a few getting maintenance, there's a few getting some damages repaired, but I could follow up with you on that if you like.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Warren. Anyone on my right, public comment? Anyone on my left? All right, seeing and hearing none, we will close public comment and move on to comments from the administration. Deputy Mayor Godbout.
Thanks. Good evening, and I hope everybody had a nice weekend. Some of us had a longer weekend than others, but thanks for coming out this evening. I want to congratulate and thank all those that stepped up and volunteered to serve on the boards and commissions that were appointed tonight. Again, thank you for your service. I'm pleased to announce that Mayor Coleman has appointed Cheryl Townsell as our new Director of Grants and Philanthropy as part of our finance team. Cheryl brings more than 30 years of experience in grant development, nonprofit leadership, and strategic planning, along with a proven record of helping organizations secure competitive federal, state, and private funding. Her expertise will strengthen our ability to pursue new funding opportunities, expand partnerships, and invest in programs and services that benefit all residents. Please join me in welcoming Cheryl to the City of Westland team. We're excited to have her on board. Cheryl? Friday night is community game night. That's this Friday, February 20th, from 5:30 to 7:30 in the Grand Ballroom right next door. This free event is open to all Westland residents. Bring your favorite board game or choose from some of the games that have been donated to the community. And before we finish up, I'd just like to recognize Craig Brown for a brief announcement on some upcoming IT information that will benefit all the residents.
Certainly. Director Brown.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Through the chair, I'm happy to announce to the residents that we are moving to a new emergency alerting system or mass notification system. For those of you who have been in the city for a while, last about 2 years we've been using Code Red for our emergency alerting. Over the past few years, we found some limitations to it. The residents have been kind enough to provide feedback to it, and we've listened. So now we're moving to a new platform, which is by Civic Plus, which is the same company that does our website, among other things, and their mass notification system is a fantastic system that will be significantly easier for our residents to sign up on. It'll also give you more control over things like the weather alerts that you receive. And overall, it's just going to be a much smoother, easier platform for us to use. And we are going to be rolling that out starting approximately Thursday. So definitely take a look at our city website. It's a nifty little thing. They even have a mobile app if you want to get your alerts through a mobile app versus text messaging or email. So definitely take a look at it. I'm pretty geeked about it, not going to lie. I like it. It's pretty cool. So I hope everybody else likes it too. Thank you.
A new tech toy gets IT
That's
all
his favorite.
fired up.
That's his
so.
favorite.
And that's all we have this evening. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Mayor. Anything from the city attorney's office?
Not this evening, thank you.
All right, thank you, Attorney Vasson. We will now begin council comments tonight from Councilwoman Martin.
Thank you, Council. Whatever your name is, Mike. I had two things I wanted to say tonight. One is I got a notice from Wayne Metro that on March 14th, there will be Income Tax Assistance Day at Jefferson Barnes. When I have more details, I will bring them forward. And I would like to congratulate Cheryl for joining us. And if I could afford it, I would have a team of 5 of you. Thank you for coming. That's all.
Thank you, Councilwoman Martin. We will now hear from Councilwoman Rakowski.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. This evening, prior to the council meeting, we did have that water and sewer study session. A lot of information was presented to us. I think the majority of us had a very similar opinion that if the residents are using a certain amount of water, in this case, the average is about 7,000 gallons, that we need to start looking at that as a starting point. But there's some different things coming down for us to look at before we make a decision, and I think we're all committed to wanting to make sure that it has the least financial impact on you at home. I want to thank all of those who have sought to serve on various boards and commissions or wanted to be reappointed to those boards and commissions. I do believe that service to humanity is the best work of life, and service to your community is the top of that. It is the JC Creed. I wanted to thank the police department and Officer Rose, who allowed me to do a ride-along this past weekend. As a major supporter of public safety, the majority of my knowledge is on the fire side. So it was about time, 6 years, but it was about time for me to get some knowledge on all things police department. It was a very interesting 12-hour shift. We went on a majority of lots of different runs. Some I was expecting, some I certainly was not expecting. But in all cases, it was a very eye-opening experience to see what our officers deal with on a day in and day out basis. Also saw a couple things that maybe, us collectively here as a council could probably do to improve their day-to-day life, especially when they're acting as an auxiliary in an auxiliary capacity to some of the businesses around town, and kind of unexpectedly, we spent an hour rendering some aid with 2 other officers. So that was, to me, it's like, while it was worthy, it was like, oh geez, what's not getting answered? Thankfully, nothing. There was a clear board, so we were good, but there's definitely some opportunities like what we did with the fire department when businesses are utilizing those services that could be taking them away from the public, that perhaps there's a ordained or an ordinance charge that can be attached to that. At any rate, it was, like I said, it was an eye-opening experience. Certainly, 12 hours well spent. I think what the takeaway for me is that, a lot of people have a lot of disdain or a lot of opinion about our police department and our police officers, and we're fortunate enough because we get to know them as humans, where the public doesn't necessarily get to have that luxury. But we wrote no tickets. We did a lot of traffic stops, wrote no tickets, and the conversation was about not getting people in trouble. We did a lot of warnings, but like bringing them up to understand what their conduct or the repair of their car is actually doing to the rest of people. So just know that your police officers are not out there just to jam you up and get you into court. That's not their main focus. Their main focus is truly to protect and serve the city. So again, thank you to the police department. And that's it. That's it for me. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman Rakowski. We will now hear from Councilwoman Sampe.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Councilwoman Rakowski, for mentioning about those water rates. It was actually brought up, it was something that I was thinking about in the study session by former Councilman Delana Hornbuckle, and he brought up a really good point. So, raising the rates, it may affect our residential, but it's really going to affect the apartment commercial end of it. Because what happens is because their rates will be increased quite a bit, it's passed along those that are renting. So unfortunately, as those that might be watching at home, or maybe those in the audience, if you're renting right now, rent's not cheap. So what's going to happen is they got to pass it along to those renters. So, I would really implore the council to think about this, because it's going to be affecting those that are in a rental capacity. So I'm hoping that we can get that information back. I'm hoping that those water rates, we can really remain low, because there's a lot of people right now that are struggling, and I'm not looking to put that burden on them. So I'll go into just a few congratulations and thank yous. Congratulations again to all of our appointees that are here this evening. I know it's been said by us, but we appreciate you stepping up. I also want to say happy birthday to my brother Brian and my grandson Grayson. They celebrated their birthdays yesterday, so a very special day for both of them, and they were very excited to eat some cake and have pizza with each other. I know that our director, Devin Adams, had snuck out, but if you can pass along, Deputy Mayor, that city council members were looking to get on that committee for the anniversary committee. We have not heard back yet. So I'll send an email again, but we've asked a few times to get on that committee. Just, a few of us can share our feedback, and we have not heard back yet. Ray, I know that we are scheduled for a PSA. You had brought up about Disabilities Awareness Month, which is March. I spoke to Rob today, and he said he is getting everything set up. So keep an eye out for that. Perfect. And welcome, Cheryl, to the team. Hopefully we can set up a meeting with council members. We had some questions on like your role and reaching out and different grants, kind of how your work is being done. So we'll definitely want to connect, but welcome to the team. We appreciate you joining Team Westland. I do have an event that I'm going to plug. So the Westland Goodfellows and the fire department, we are going to be hosting a very, very, very fun Easter event. We have over 170 children pre-registered. So that's on Saturday, March 21st from 11 to 1 at Fire Station 2. We have a really cute Easter bunny, one of our, a large Easter bunny, who's going to be joining us. Officer Garcia is going to be the Easter bunny. Easter egg hunts, games, activities, food, and prizes. So that's open to the community. We just ask that you pre-register. I'll put that on my page. We're going to be doing it in shifts. So we have a sensory, the first shift is for littles and those with sensory disorders. So it's open to the community. We just ask that you pre-register to get you guys in shifts. And then I also will plug that in honor of April, it's Autism Acceptance Month, teaming up with an amazing planning team and our mayor for our 3rd annual Autism Community Day and Walk. It's at Tatton Park. I do have a save the date flyer, but it's going to be on Saturday, April 25th at 3 p.m. The walk's at 4. Last year, we had probably 200 people, but I'm assuming we're probably going to have at least 350 this year. So please share the word, more information to come, but we're going to have the canine dog out there, the fire department, we'll have some food, some resource tables, a sensory area if you need that quiet area and to calm down, and some other games and prizes. So I hope to see those out there, but again, I'll share more information soon. So wishing everyone a great 2 weeks. Our next meeting is Monday, March 2nd, 7 p.m. here. Until then, be safe and kind with one another, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sampe. We will now hear from Councilman Sullivan.
Thank you, Council President. So just briefly, I wanted to make an announcement on behalf of the Westland Historical Society, of which I am a member. The Historical Society is putting together a Westland cookbook in celebration of the city's 60th anniversary, which is taking place this year. We're accepting recipes from anyone that has lived or worked in the city of Westland. We are asking that you please send your recipes to whvp66@gmail.com. That's Westland Historic Village Park 66, gmail.com. Please get those recipes in as soon as possible. We need to get them to the company that's going to be printing up the book, I think in early March. There's no need to retype the recipes or do any extra work. You can just take a photo of it, scan it, just get it in and who you want it to be in honor of or whose recipe it is, so it can be included in the book. The other thing I wanted to mention, I wanted to thank and congratulate everyone that worked on putting the Norween Family Prom together that took place this last Friday evening. I had the pleasure of attending that once again. It was packed. People appeared to be having a great time there. So just kudos to everyone that put that together, and I look forward to attending again next year. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Sullivan. We will now hear from Councilwoman Baumann.
Thank you. I'm going to just concur with all the congratulations, and I'll leave it at that. I also want to talk about, so Inspire Theater has their next performance starting on March 6th. Going through, and the last date is March 22nd, so through the month of March, they are doing their next play, which it is a play, not a musical, called Dearly Departed, although there's a little singing, I think, in it, but not much. And it's about a dysfunctional Southern family which comes together for a funeral. And so it's actually, I think, a pretty fun. I will admit that I actually auditioned, did not get a part, but I had fun auditioning. It's actually a lot of fun to do that. So just, for those who want to come to get some nice art culture in our city. Additionally, I know that tomorrow is the beginning of Lent with Ash Wednesday. So one of the big things about that day, actually right now this year, is that it's also my youngest son's 15th birthday, and I don't like to admit that he's 15, but yeah, so I'm going to say happy birthday, Carrick, and I'll have him see this afterwards later. So, and that is all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman, and happy birthday to everybody. Your son, to Brian, and to Grayson as well. I almost said Gavin. Grayson. All right, we will now hear from Pro Tem Maxwell.
Okay, good evening. I'll ditto with the congratulations of all the commissioners and welcome Cheryl again. I just want to also say that the Jefferson Barnes family prom was really nice. I think we had like 420 people to register. They didn't all show. However, it was great, and I've participated with this in the last 3 years, so it was really great, and it's so adorable to see the kids come out. And so, job well done, Jefferson Barnes, on that, and that's all I have for this evening.
Okay, thank you, Pro Tem Maxwell. I too, myself, Pro Tem Maxwell, Councilman Sullivan, and a number of members of the community, I see some of them in the audience, like Craig, we're out there volunteering at the Norwayne Family Prom. And this is the biggest one yet, and we probably had close to 300 families there, and like Pro Tem Maxwell said, almost 420 registers. So both myself, all three of myself, Pro Tem Maxwell and Councilman Sullivan, are volunteers on the Norwayne Community Citizens Council that put on the family prom. So to everybody on the Citizens Council and everybody that showed up and made it a successful event, and to the folks at Wayne Metro Action Agency too, who really did a lot of the undertaking for that event, thank you for all your hard work and dedication, making it a great event for our families. And again, many of the people in the audience here, Craig, Ruby, saw you all volunteering, working at the family prom. Thank you very much for that. Welcome, Cheryl. Welcome. As our new Grants and Philanthropy Director, I look forward to working with you and bringing in a lot of resources here in our community. I know in the past, when we were kind of in that gap between our previous grant writer and where we are today, there's been some things that maybe we missed out on or didn't get to on time. So having your expertise, having your knowledge, and having you there to work in this position, fill that role, and bring in resources and dollars into our community with grants is going to be great. So I'm sure you're going to be a valued resource to our community. We very much appreciate it. If you paid attention to the news today, in the middle of Black History Month, you may have noticed that we lost an icon in American history. And that was the loss of the late, great civil rights leader, economic justice champion, you name it, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. And Reverend Jackson was a man who fought for equality, equity. He fought for economic justice. He fought for racial justice. He fought for social justice. He fought against segregation. He fought for voting rights for many, many decades in this country. Reverend Jesse Jackson got his start as a young man in the late 1950s and 1960s, marching shoulder to shoulder with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and many of the civil rights leaders of the late 50s and 1960s and 70s. And if you think that all Reverend Jackson did was advocate for civil rights, voting rights, racial equity, you are wrong. Reverend Jackson started the Rainbow Push Coalition, which was itself an organization to advocate for all people of all walks of life, and in particular people who were poverty-stricken and poor and of low economic means. And the loss of Reverend Jackson is not just one of a civil rights or voting rights leader and icon. It is someone who fought economic injustice, who fought economic inequality, who fought for workers' rights and stronger unions and protections for the working class in this country. And he also set a historic milestone, being only the second person behind Shirley Chisholm, Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, to run for president of the United States. And in fact, he did so twice in 1984 and 1988. And as a black man running for president, the first black man to run for president, it was historic for its time. He was the runner-up in the Democratic primary in the 1988 primary behind Michael Dukakis, who would eventually win the nomination. And in that presidential campaign, he was a fierce advocate for universal health care long before it became popular, long before we talked about things like Medicare for all today. Reverend Jesse Jackson, was an advocate for single-payer universal health care. So he was a true champion and pioneer for many things that affected the working class in this country. And he paved the way for what was to come in 2008 with the historic election of this nation's first African-American and black president in Barack Obama. So today we lost a giant in American history. We lost an icon. We lost someone who's more than just a civil rights and a voting rights champion. We lost someone who was a champion for all people in this country with the passing of the late Reverend Jesse Jackson. A couple of other things. Our police department was mentioned here tonight, and we're certainly very appreciative of all the work that they do each and every day in our community. I also wanted to let folks know that we have a social work division within our police department, and it's one of the first of its kind in this area. This is something that our leadership in the department started several years back, long before it became, kind of the popular thing to do with communities. We did the work and invested in that. So if you are in an emergency, obviously you know the number to call. But if you know someone who is in a socioeconomic emergency, maybe they're facing homelessness, maybe they are feeling, down on their luck or suicidal, you can reach out to Jennifer Grismalo, who is our social worker here in the city of Westland. And she is a resource for individuals and families alike. And we know that not every problem belongs in the justice system, and not every problem should be criminalized. And that's why we have someone like Jennifer, a social worker, who works here in our community. She also can help folks battling substance use disorders as well. And I know we had folks from the Recovery Action Network coming out to speak, and they are a resource over in Wayne and in our community as well. So if you know somebody who's in need of help, don't let it get to the point where emergency services have to be called. Step in, help them, intervene, call the non-emergency line, call Recovery Action Network, reach out to folks like them and Jennifer Grismala in our police department. One other thing that I did want to mention here, we know this is a very tumultuous time for many of our neighbors here in city of Westland, across the state of Michigan, and across the country, in particular for some of our undocumented neighbors. And just know that if you are undocumented, you have rights. Or if you are a neighbor, a family, a friend to somebody who is undocumented, you do have rights in a time like this. And there are people and organizations that you can reach out to for help and assistance. One of those is the Michigan Immigrants' Rights Center. They have offices in Detroit and in Washtenaw County, and also in Lansing. And you can reach them at 734-239-6863. And please know that you have rights and there is assistance and help available to you. And with that, if you need anything from me, I'm always available on Facebook at Councilman Mike McDermott. You can call me or text me on my cell phone at 734-890-2146, or you can send me an email. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn?